Hello, it's Tuesday the 23rd of March. Believe it or not, if you were to look around, you'd notice the weather's kind of bad. I've been doing some thinking, quite a lot actually, mainly about the YouTubes and stuff, because I'm not all too sure why I'm carrying on at the moment, because, well, it's odd to explain. Like, at the moment, there's nothing really interesting going on from week to week, so at the moment where the channel is just vlogs, there's no real sort of differentiation from one week to the next. You know, it's well, it's pretty much the same sort of thing each week, just we do a different walk, really. You know, it's kind of, oh, last week I was working, this week I'm working, other than that, not a lot else. So there's almost kind of like no point to doing it, other than the fact that, you know, I sort of made a commitment or pledge, promise, whatever you want to call it, to myself, that this is something that I would carry on doing, just to act as a kind of time capsule, log, record, whatever you want to call it, of, you know, just what I've done, where I've come from and things like that. And, you know, you could argue that actually, even though these weeks are, even though not a lot goes on, you know, you could argue that, well, I said I would, you know, video my life to keep a record of it, and at the moment this is what it is. So actually there's nothing to worry about, and you know, that makes sense. But I just, all of a sudden the day just gets interesting as you walk past a piece of a chair. But yeah, you know, it's sort of, I don't know, it just feels odd doing this each week, where it's the same thing and there's not a great deal of differentiation. But you know, I am gonna carry on, but I think I just need to bite the bullet a little bit at the moment and realise that yes, nothing's going on, but that's just what it is at the moment. Stuff will be going on, stuff's going to be happening eventually, but it's just not at the moment. Like, I remember when, you know, I'd upload vlogs and, you know, it was always a different thing that went on. But having said that, that's when it was kind of like a daily thing. You know, I've been vlogging for a while now, and there's been a few sort of incarnations, if you like. There was when I first started out, which was I was just vlogging if I was going to be doing something interesting that day, or if I wanted to touch base. Then I went on my mission to do a vlog every single day for a year, and then it emerged into what we have now, where I just crunch everything down into a weekly vlog. And I think that's partly the problem, because if it's crunched down into a week, then, you know, you get less snippets of each day, because, you know, it's kind of like a mix of both things. You know, I'll only vlog the interesting stuff, or if I'm just out for a walk to touch base. So maybe that's partly the problem. Maybe I need to find a new way to do it, just to make it a bit more sort of appealing and, you know, things like that. I'm not all too sure, but, you know, like days gone by where every vlog would be different, something amazing would be going on and things like that. I kind of miss that, but at the moment there's just not a lot to do at the moment. And unfortunately that's the problem with like adult life. All of a sudden everything kind of gets dominated by work and rest, really. So I don't know, there's just something that needs to be dealt with. Obviously all the popular vloggers on YouTube, their work is YouTube, so it's a little bit different. You know, they can go to all these fun places and spend a load of money because they have money, and they get invited to these places on behalf of companies and stuff like that. So they are always interesting, and I unfortunately do not have that luxury. Still, never mind. I probably should just mention, actually, for the record, and to clarify, this isn't to be taken as a thing of me going, oh, I'm gonna quit, because I do still enjoy making videos. And on that note, I would like to get back into recording again, like LPs. I think it's been a while, and it's something I kind of miss doing, and I'd like to get back into doing it. It was good fun. Part of the problem as well is that now I'm playing video games when I'm at home or whatever, and I'm not getting much enjoyment out of it. And this is why I started making LPs in the first place, because it gave me something different to do while I was playing video games. You know, I talk to myself all the time when I'm playing games anyway, so it just seemed like something to do, and it brought a new level of like fun, a new level of interest to gaming, and I'd like to get back into it and, yeah, give it a bit more of an earnest go. Yeah, I will admit that I think towards the start of this break, you know, that the end of my LP recording cycle before I just took this long hiatus from it, I was losing motivation. I wasn't really content with the content that I was making. You know, it was getting rushed, I wasn't putting effort in, and the quality suffered as a result. I'd like to get back in and give it an earnest go. I think I probably spread myself a bit too thinly with the amount of projects that I had going on, so that's something to look at, definitely. Also, I need to just put some more thought into it. I think not have as many series going at one time, not uploading so much, just kind of spreading it out a little bit. I think that was a problem, people getting swamped with videos. I was swamping myself with work that I didn't have time to do. So I think that's got to be the plan. If I'm going to start recording again, then we just need to take it a bit slower. I'm going to have a little look at some of the series that I have on my channel, see which ones need finishing or could do with being tidied up, and I'm going to work on those first of all, and then we'll see what to do from there. I have a feeling that maybe I might delete the Binding of Isaac videos I have up, because it's still a very early in the series. I think there's only a couple of videos and not many people watch them, and I don't blame them because there was all sorts of audio problems that video series had, so I might just get rid of those and then just look at what else I have on the channel, try and wrap some things up if they need finishing, or find a good conclusion for them, and then we'll dive into something else. I think that's going to be the plan. So I mean, this is a little bit out of the ordinary. You know, we probably got one of the longest vlogs we've had for a while, and it's only day one of it. Obviously I'm out today doing the Monday usual, and it is Tuesday. That's kind of becoming the thing now. You know, I'm not doing the Monday usual on a Monday anymore. The Monday usual is becoming a Tuesday usual. So the former Monday, Tuesday usual of going to pay some money in and deal with all that sort of thing. Then gonna head back home, I'm thinking, and begin work on working out what to do with the channel and all that sort of thing. I think that's the plan. I've got some other things I need to do at home as well, like ironing and updating all my finances and stuff like that, because I keep a written record of at home of what I spend and what I make each day and stuff like that, so I do need to update that. I'd advise doing it, actually. It's quite good. You know, you can kind of see how much you spend over a month, and like I never think of it as I spend that much money over a course of a month. You know, it's just little things here and there, but those little things really do add up, and if you keep a record of it and then add it up at the end of the month and see, you can really tell. And then you can, like the way I do it is I have all the stuff that I make each month and all the stuff that I spend each month and where that's come from. So for example, I have my income, I write down that it came from my wages or from tips or anything like that, and then I have my outgoings and I put what I spent money on, and then at the end of the month you can kind of look back and go, right, well, I didn't really need to spend money on that this month, so next month I'll try not to, you know. And maybe I ate out a few times over the course of the month, and actually that caused me to spend quite a lot more money than I should have. That's fine. Next month I'll try and rein it in a bit, don't eat out so much. It's really good. You know, it really helps with budgeting and financing and stuff like that, so I'd advise doing it. So that's what I've got to do when I get in. There's a lot of birds. Be quiet! I wish my powers over the avian animals was better. Anyway, all my jobs are done. Walking home now. And you know when something happens that just completely breaks your routine, right? So I'm just kind of walking along, and what it is, it's when you see someone that you weren't expecting to see. That's what confuses me, or confused me, and has me in a confused state right now. So just walking through here, not even expecting to see anyone, let alone bumping into my driving instructor. He was out walking with his wife. He wasn't driving. You can't fit a car down this road. It's not very wide. Well, I mean, actually, you probably could, like from behind me. It looks wide enough for a car, right? But here, it's not. But yeah, I just kind of bumped into him, and all of a sudden, I felt vilified. Is that the word? Vindicated? Absolved. All of those words had a letter V in. I felt absolved of the guilt I always feel whenever he's driving in his car and he sees me walking. I feel absolved because now I've seen him walking. And it's like, yes, you can't judge me for walking everywhere now, because you walk as well. Which is weird, I know. There was one time where we did sort of see each other in the car. I was just pulling out of the drive, and he passed along in front of me. Kind of like did a little wave. But that's kind of been about it, really. Anyway, on to what I was actually going to talk about, which is last week. That eclipse, eh? Wow. I'll tell you what, we had a really dud deal down here in London. Oh, it was so naff. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't think anyone in London expected any different. But the fact that it was just London and the rest of the UK got like perfect views of it, and the rest of the world got amazing views of it, and like there's just London with a grey sky. Right, all we noticed was it just got a shade or two darker. Right, there was talk that this eclipse was supposed to plunge the whole country into darkness to the point where animals were supposed to think it was night and go back to sleep. Right, it was supposed to be so dark, right? And didn't notice anything. We didn't see anything. It was just thick grey cloud. Like, you know how sometimes, like, if you look through the cloud, right, you can kind of get a vague impression of where the sun is. On that day, couldn't see it at all. No light was getting through, which meant that when it was like, this is what confuses me, right? Obviously the sun was out because it was light, right? And when the moon passed in front of it, it will have gotten dark as it did elsewhere, right? Why did it not get dark? Just because the clouds are in the way? That doesn't meteorologically or astronomically make sense. You know, unless all of the sun's light that had been breaking through those clouds that morning was trapped between the clouds and the earth, because that can happen. Suppose, I know the heat from the light can, hence the greenhouse effect, but the light, I don't know if it's possible for it to do that. So considering it was already darker than it would be anyway, because none of the sun's light was really breaking through, it was just a solid wall of cloud. Given it was already dark, and then the moon will have passed in front, it should have been pitch black. But it never even happened. Even the shade or two darker was barely noticeable. Like, me turning to Joe again, has it gotten a bit darker? I don't know. I feel like it has. I don't know if it got that. It was such a dud deal. And seeing some of the pictures floating around as well, you know, it was amazing. And London got to see none of it. Right, there was us and all those other people stood on Greenwich Hill by the observatory. Some of them with really massive cameras and telescopes and stuff to kind of go, this eclipse is going to be mega. This is going to be the one that we need to see. Like, there was even a guy who'd set up this really amazing professional looking camera with like this massive telescopic lens on a fancy tripod and all that. And he was taking photos of it with the camera on his iPhone. It's like he was going, here's the camera I'm going to be taking a picture of the eclipse with. Taken from my iPhone. Why would you use your phone to take a picture of a camera that's going to take a picture of... Well, not a lot, because the eclipse didn't happen. It's so typical of England. Alright, this is why British people don't get excited. Because it never transpires that it was worth the excitement. We get excited and it's invariably naff. The only case where that hasn't been true was, I think, probably for the Olympics. I think a lot of London got very excited for it and that excitement was well rewarded. But a lot of people were very cynical about it as well. I myself was very cynical about it. And you know what, actually by the end of it, my cynicism was misplaced. I will freely admit that. And it's not often that I admit that I'm raw. I don't often admit that I'm raw. No, can't say it. Just incidentally, here's that chair seat from earlier. It's quite a big chair, actually. Quite a big chair indeed. Don't know how you'd really fit that in a living room. Oh well. And so with all that chat, it now brings me on to the rest of the week's plan. Tomorrow, which is the Wednesday, I don't think I've got anything planned? Question mark maybe? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think I have at this moment in time, but you never know what may transpire. And then Thursday I'm working in the evening, but then again, don't think there's anything in the day. Friday, I'm working Friday night, obviously, and Saturday I've got off. I will be doing my teaching during the day, but yeah, I'll be doing my teaching during the day, but Saturday coming is the last week before half term, so then we get 2 weeks off, which is lovely. So looking forward to that. And then I've got Saturday night off, which is awesome. So we'll see what shall happen. I'm not sure. I kind of want to go out, but working in a pub, it kind of gets around to your night off, and then you kind of go, you know what? I spend ages in pubs. I don't want to go out. If you're not working in one, then you're sat in one drinking your sorrows and trying to keep awake. That's generally how it turns out. So we'll see. we'll see what will happen. Good morning everyone, how are we all doing? It is Friday the 27th of March. Hope everyone's alright. Today is the last day of this week and there's not a lot more to say. I'll be working later on tonight. I was at work last night. Work wasn't too bad last night. It started off kind of busy and then just sort of pattered out towards the end, which is good. I'm fine with that. I had some ladies in for a 40th birthday party. Ladies gone wild, so to speak. They took a while to get to leave, but ultimately it wasn't too bad, which is good. So yeah, today I've just got work a bit later on, but at the moment my first job is to move my car, because at the moment it's facing the wrong way, so I need to turn it around on the drive, because I didn't have the opportunity to when I got home last night. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and yeah, that's probably going to have to kind of be it for the vlog, really, because as per usual I need to get things edited and rendered and stuff in time for the upload on Sunday. So unless I can think of anything else, or unless anything else happens today, then this is going to be it. So I'll see you next week for another vlog. I may even see you tomorrow, because like I think I said, tomorrow I have the day off, or the night off, sorry. Still working during the day, but I have the night off. So I might see you Saturday, if not maybe on Sunday. I'm working Sunday night. But I'll see you in the future anyway. You know how it is. I didn't actually say goodbye, so bye bye.